I would like to invite to the stage our first dialogue beginner, in the sense that we're going to have a very short conversation before we introduce the first long dialogue, and this is with Tobias Luthe. And Tobias, come on up. Tobias is an alumni. You have come to year 2040 for how many years? You have a microphone
as long as it exists, I think.
For 3 years. Yes, for 3 years, right? You're a third-year alumni. You also, I'd say, in the first year came with somewhat skepticism, and then your belief and your commitment to this community has grown. I think that's very fair. And I have learned so much from you about the theme of regeneration, and been very inspired, because at the ETH, where we both teach and work, you have created one of the largest online courses in the world on regeneration. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's me and many others.
Thank you.
And, it's a group engagement.
Yeah.
And it's called Designing Resilient Regenerative Systems. And that's a big learning journey for myself, including many who are involved and many who are here already also.
Yeah. And so what I'd like for you to do is to help us understand the way you think about regeneration. What is regeneration for you, and how do you think about it? You want to have a seat, or you want to stand?
Oh, sitting is great. I love your couch.
You're so tall.
That's true. It's awesome.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's this obviously would require a lot of time to talk about it, but just in a nutshell, I have one key event that I recall, and it was in Delphi at the Oracle meeting Daniel Wahl, and that was my start to consciously begin to learn to unlearn, to then relearn. And so this journey of thinking myself as a sustainability professional, as a professor in sustainability science for like so many years, we come with a certain understanding that we are experts, and we all are experts. And then I remember the discussion with Daniel and saying, regeneration and sustainability, and I was a bit frustrated that suddenly, the term sustainability was so questioned. For me, let's say I came with a very regenerative understanding of sustainability, of being very part of nature, never understood why ecology and economy would be separated. For me, it was a natural, there's no question at all in this. It's so normal. And then I was challenged by the discussion with Daniel, where I started to, be a bit more self-critical. And this is actually coming into this learning program. So for me, listening, the deep roots of place, the deep understanding as much as we can with each other, with a place, and this continuous engagement of doing more than maybe we need to just be, walking the extra mile, engaging beyond what we just have to do to be fine. This, however you call it, this net positive or extra element in it, to give back, to be part of a rhythm with nature, and it comes very much back to ourselves as well. So I always thought I can only give a long term to the system if I'm myself about 100%.
Yep.
So the self-regeneration is to me a big part of it.
It's sort of in the airplane, you're supposed to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. If we're not really there, then we're not able to. So you have a framework which you've worked out with others that I thought was really great to share as a sort of a basis for conversation today. And I think I even have behind the couch here something, right?
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Oh, amazing. Look what's here.
Ooh,
a
visual.
Look at that.
Surprise.
Where did that come from? Oh, my gosh. That's this is an eye test. So, in the third row, what is this word? No, but the important thing is not actually to read it. Stop trying. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. Stop trying. But just it is here, and it will be here afterwards. You can take a look at it, and there's a QR code, et cetera, et cetera. You can grab the content. But just to be able to give the concept so people can understand.
Yeah, so this, as we call it, circular cross-scalar governance spiral is for me and for us a tool to navigate in complexity. So regeneration means we are designing actively in uncertainty, in complexity, and that's really hard. We like to have structure, we like to understand what we do, we like to quantify. This, to me, is a tool that has very facets. It's a guidance compass and same time it's a tool of inclusion. It has depth of scientific complexity, and same time it's designerly and transformative. So what you can see here is 8 scales of governance, so 8 scales of decision making, from green chemistry, for example, carbon dioxide equivalents, via raw materials, products, goods, buildings, communities and their services, landscapes, how we use landscapes, the regional scale, bioregions, and then transnational cooperation. So
these are different scales all the way up, these 8 scales, yeah.
8 scales, and each scale has its own complexities, circularities, and we explain here 5 types of circular flows. It's not just a material circular economy. Social circularity, for example, is so important, and that's, to me, a bridge to regeneration. That's deep relation building. So the interesting thing is, if we want to move a complex system forward, we got to understand that this is only possible if we activate the system simultaneously at multiple points of the system. It's a wobbly, complex thing that's moving. It's not like one technical fix that will do it. So how can we do this? This compass helps us to say, either I'm an architect, a landscape planner, a material person, a programmer, a community planner, a service person, a politician. Each of us has a certain governance scale that we work with. It's our main focal scale where we take decisions. And each scale has its own complexities. And we're talking at least about 5 types of circular flows that we have to think about. And so the practice in here means wherever I start, I have to develop the culture to zoom in all the way to green chemistry and same time zoom out all the way. So it's a continuously zoom in, zoom out practice. And no matter where we start, no matter who we are, we will come to a certain, I think, very similar intervention pathway. And so we have one example here, that's the hemp system, how to develop a bioregional economy that's based on hemp as a part. And so we filled all these 8 scales with very concrete actions around hemp, the whole hemp system. And it makes it illustrative. If we want to develop a new economy that's more regenerative, we got to activate this across all of these elements simultaneously. And so it's very transformative and applicable. At the same time, it's connection building. And it's also mathematically related on the Fibonacci spiral, where we have deep insights in biology, chemistry, physics. So it's deeply science-based. And I have to say, it's also thought through by many people. And again, Daniel Wahl's doctoral thesis in 2006, Planetary Health, where Daniel worked on these scales, and we basically put them together in a bit of a different relativity and relation together with Haley, who did the beautiful design. So many people involved.
That's fantastic. So Tobias, that's a perfect segue to our next dialogue, because we've introduced Daniel's name a couple times, and he's going to be coming up here in about 2 minutes to join us. But this is going to be here, and again, I was very attracted to this idea of these 8 governance levels. There's not necessarily scales of what, but scales of intervention, and how you actually, and it doesn't matter where you start, but you acknowledge where you are in this, and then you, as you said, zoom in, zoom out as needed in order to almost to fill up the Fibonacci, and to think of the 5 circles, not just circular economy, but all those other 5. So we're going to have this, and we'll probably put it up onto a big board, or one of those our wonderful graphic designers will create something. But I encourage you to take a look at it. So Tobias, thank you so much for kicking us off. It's fantastic.
May just one thing regarding the view. No, please. Chris, is the view from above. It's like we're here in the mountains, and yesterday evening, this beautiful event, looking at the valley, looking at the landscape scale, and immediately this zoom in, zoom out comes into practice. So we can encounter this culture. And Philip Vandenbroek is here, and the view from above workshop that we did. So it's climbing a mountain, climbing the place yesterday, having a literally metative design view on complexity. And this is something that has the analogy to mountains in this place as well. So maybe that was
worth it. Thank you. Thank you.